So there's been a lot said recently about ChatGPT and the other tools from OpenAI. And the other day, I put out a LinkedIn post saying that I wanted to make a little video showing generative AI at work. The first part of that is making some text. So I asked people to vote for 3 different things, didn't really think about the order. Turns out the one that I put as the like is the one that's been selected most, which also happens to be the one that I think that GPT will struggle with the most. So what I'm going to show you today is the OpenAI GPT-3. This is not ChatGPT. This is the version of GPT that's actually designed for creating text rather than the conversation. So the model is DaVinci 3. There are a few different models that you can use, but that is the most capable of them. There are some especially there for writing code as well. Temperature. This has to do with randomization. I'm just going to leave it set to where it is to start with and not play with that. And then there's the maximum length. I do need to crank this up because I want it to create quite a bit of content. So I will allow it up to 3,000 tokens. I'm not going to enter any stop sequences. There's nothing that I want to cause it to finish on. This is a sort of diversity randomness thing, so I will turn this down slightly because I like it to wander a bit if I can. A frequency penalty. This is to decrease the chance of it saying exactly the same thing. So I give it a small penalty, about 25. The presence penalty, I'm not going to say because I don't mind if it carries on talking about the same thing. The best of is the one to be really careful of because this is not free using this. This is something that you have to pay for. And when you start cranking that up, it basically runs multiple times and picks what it considers to be the best one. So I've got my settings roughly good enough. It's not something I know that much about, really. And then I can put in my command for it. So I want it to write a, should we say 90-second explainer on cognitive load theory. But I'll make it easier for it and just say John Sweller's cognitive load theory. For designing training materials. There we go. So it's got a prompt and let's fire it off and see what it comes back with. It says that there's the 3 kinds. I'll scroll back up to the top so you can read. So cognitive load theory is a theory of instructional design based on what that we have limited working memory. Completely agree with this. And that you can overload someone. That's good stuff. And not working around it can make it difficult to learn and remember new material. Correct. So Sweller did propose 3 types of cognitive load. And it explained each one here. And that's pretty good. I mean, you could maybe simplify the germane one a little bit and edit it down. It's not a bad first stab, really. So let's ask it to explain how instructional designers can reduce cognitive load when writing learning materials. Get it to continue on. Oh, forgot to press submit. There we go. And what it's done again is it has this habit of repeating these bits at the beginning, I find. That might be because I'm using this inject start text. But it's actually done quite a good job by saying to chunk things, give clear instructions, give feedback, use visuals to support, so using another channel, and using simple language, avoiding jargon. This is actually fairly good. So there must be some good stuff written about cognitive load theory that's out there on the web. That brings the first bit to an end, and I'm actually surprised at just how well GPT has done with this. Now what I'll do in edition 2 is I'm going to do a couple of different ways of making this into a video. One, I will use some synthetic characters, and the other one will throw it at one of the engines that generates video using images and clips from the web and see what that comes up with as well. But as a starting point, I'm actually pretty impressed with what it's done. I hadn't practiced that before, and it has actually come up with what I consider to be a reasonable explanation of cognitive load theory. I'd love to hear what other people think. I'd love to hear anyone who wants to flame this, because I'm always interested in the opposing opinions. And I look forward to sending you part 2. Bye.